Bitcoin printed a somewhat hideous weekly candle, but I'm going to tell you why I'm not worried about it at all. Shiba Inu, apparently, if you had invested $1,000 in January, you could have $500 million right now, but you wouldn't have. And we're also going to discuss the fact the United States government potentially wants to tax unrealized gains and all the news about the ETFs and everything going on in the market. There is a lot, so let's dig in now. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's dope.
That's dope.
That's dope.
That's dope.
That's dope. That's what it says. It does not say let's go. It says that's go. That's dope. What's up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of Wall Street. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel and then take your cup of coffee and pour it all over your keyboard and just hope that maybe it gets the like button to work. Don't do that. Don't do that. I cannot endorse behavior like that. Somebody out there is going to be like, bro, you told me to do it. I poured the coffee. You also told me not to buy Shib. You told me not to buy Shib. I could have had hundreds of millions of dollars if I had listened to you. Yeah, well, you know what? Don't listen to people on the internet about your investments or about how to hit the like button. Honestly, if you want to smash it, smash it. If you want to sit on it, man. Sit on it. Hope you guys all had an amazing weekend. I had an awesome weekend. I went to Indianapolis, Indiana, Cultural Center of America. For Micah Johnson's wedding, the NFT artist and ex Major League Baseball player. It was amazing. We had so much fun. Congratulations to them. It was great. But let's not talk about me. Let's talk about Janet Yellen and Joe Biden. First, I want to play you this video of what is potentially being proposed right now in the United States. This is not a joke. This is actual, real, true life.
I think what's under consideration is a proposal that Senator Wyden and the Senate Finance Committee have been looking at that would impose a tax on unrealized capital gains on liquid assets held by extremely wealthy individuals, billionaires. I wouldn't call that a wealth tax, but it would help get at capital gains, which are an extraordinarily large part of the incomes of the wealthiest individuals. And right now, escape taxation until they're realized, and often they're unrealized, and at death benefit from so-called step-up of basis. So it's not a wealth tax, but a tax on unrealized capital gains of exceptionally wealthy individuals.
Yeah, I don't know which Muppet that is. It was the Muppet Takes Manhattan. Now it's the Muppets Take Your Money. The Muppets Take Your Money. I don't understand. Yes, it's for billionaires and the wealthiest people, but that's always where it starts. That's A. And B, why just because you're a billionaire should the government be able to take your money? Has anybody ever read an Ayn Rand, depending on how you pronounce it, a book? Have you ever read The Fountainhead? Or Atlas Shrugged? We're literally living it out in person right now, de-incentivizing people in the United States to make a lot of money. Yes, billionaires have interesting and potentially loopholes that should be closed and strategies for maintaining their wealth. What they're talking about here is the fact that basically wealthy people never sell anything, right? All your wealth is in either stocks or assets. You take loans against it, and then your goal is literally to die without ever selling any of it and taking capital gains. And then when you die, your children get what's called a step up, meaning that they do not have to pay the capital gains on the gain from when you acquired the asset to when they received it. They get basically a new basis, a new cost basis from when you die. That might be absurd. That's something that can be fixed. But imagine taxing unrealized capital gains. Imagine taxing that. Imagine that you put money in Shiba Inu. We're going to talk about in a minute. Imagine that you put $1,000 in it and it turned to $500 million. And at December 31st, it's $500 million. And the government comes for their taxes on your $500 million Shiba Inu position. So you pay about $200 million in taxes on it. Imagine on January 1st, Shiba Inu crashes to literally zero, which would be possible with a coin like Shiba Inu. And you now have a taxable gain to pay for, a $200 million tax bill, and nothing to realize to pay for it. Also, why would anybody ever invest long term? You have to sell something to realize the money to pay for the capital gains. Therefore, everybody would be selling everything all the time. People are talking about Ayn Rand. I'm not proposing Ayn Rand. I'm not saying I believe in it. I'm asking if you've ever read Atlas Shrugged or The Fountainhead, where they come after the billionaires. So that's what's happening. And yes, this is the natural next question that Michael asked, which I also asked on Twitter. Can I deduct my unrealized gains, my losses? Can I deduct my losses? Because it'd be pretty sweet if every time a coin went down, I got a tax break. But we know that that's not going to be the case. But guys, it is absolutely insane, this proposal. Insane, whether it's just for the billionaires. First they come for them, then they come from you. It's completely impossible. And it would literally drive billionaires into bankruptcy. It would drive them into bankruptcy in certain situations. This is absolute insanity. I don't know. We've lost the plot. We've lost our goddamn minds, and it's sickening. It's freaking sickening. Like, punish the productive people. That makes sense. Yes. Sorry you did well and made money. You're the one who's going to pay for everybody who didn't. I believe that there's basic human rights, that people should have basic levels of healthcare and certain things, but that doesn't mean that the rich people should pay for literally everything. It's bananas. Anywho, let's talk about gain and losses goes both ways. It would not in this proposal. Only the gains. Yeah, just when you think you've heard everything, they go even farther. Yeah, guys, let's take a look at the chart. As I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, we have the weekly chart, which posted a quite hideous candle. I'm going to tell you why I don't really care. And why I haven't cared in the past in similar situation. It's worth watching, but I'm not going to obsess over it like a lot of people. We had this weekly candle. We had 3 green weeks in a row, all the way up from just under around $40,000. Breakout, made a higher high. These are all bullish things, and none of those have been invalidated. That's why you got to realize, even if we get a little retrace, that does not invalidate in any way the bullish case that we have right now. But this purple line, 59,985, was previously the highest weekly close ever. Obviously, the black line up top, 64,899. I'm trying to say prices for you guys. Above that line was the all-time high, right? So what did we end up with this week? Well, we got a shooting star candle right here. That's when you have this long wick and a tiny body. Shooting star candle, which is definitely ugly. And to boot, a shooting star through the all-time high, closing way below. So that's a bearish SFP as of right now. We've talked about this a million times. I won't talk about it too much more. But when you wick above a key swing high, doesn't have to be an all-time high. It's just above this swing high after all this price action down and back. Generally viewed as a bad thing, means there's a ton of liquidity. But everybody knew there was a ton of liquidity above 65,000, right? We all knew there's a lot of people who were late buyers in the 60s who were waiting to get out at 65. We all knew that's a psychological level. We all knew that they'd be selling. We all knew the Bitcoin futures was going to launch. We all knew there was a lot of things going on that would say, hey, maybe we're going to chill here for a minute. So that's what I think is happening. And most importantly, an ugly candle, a bearish SFP, all these things require confirmation. They all require confirmation, right? So if this candle, it's not even a day in, by the way, but let's say that it's the end of the week. If this candle printed after this, it theoretically invalidates that candle. Any green candle this week without a long wick up would theoretically invalidate that candle. So you need to wait until the next week, the next candle close. And this goes for every time frame. An hourly, you wait for the next few hourly candles, 4 hour. Point being, on a weekly candle, this could take so long. Like, you could say it played out after price is already in the 70s. Right? So I'm not worried about this at all. I just will be keeping an eye on this weekly candle. And for now, I think anything above 60. I mean, how could you be bearish on Bitcoin above 60,000? Even if we got a retrace finally to test this. Listen, the whole time after we broke 42, I said we should retest 42. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Took 7 or 8 weeks to get there and back to do it. In theory, we should eventually, it doesn't mean we will, retest 53,000. That has not happened. So if that happened, would you all get bearish at support again? Or would you say, hey, beautiful bullish retest like I was pointing out here when everyone was talking about 10K? Let's take a very quick look at the daily. Obviously lost the all-time high there and the highest daily close. Now we are holding support though at 59,603. You can see there's a very strong support. This swing high right here. So to me, this is all just ranging now, trying to find a new direction. Right, we're above 59,603, below the highs Maybe if we break that level, we start talking about lower levels. If we break above, we'll start talking about higher. And on the 4-hour, I'm in it before anyone else is. Going to call the head and shoulders that doesn't exist yet, but you're going to see it all over social media. So I want to be first to talk about it. Of course, we have a potential head and shoulders, but potential is the word that you need to know. There's no such thing as any pattern until there's confirmation. So you literally don't worry about it. Literally don't worry about it. Yes, we have a left shoulder with a volume spike right here. We have a head with a massive volume spike right here. That's how you confirm head and shoulders, by the way, the volume pattern. So what we would need for this to actually be a head and shoulders in this case would be a break of this red line, and there would have to be a major volume candle when it happens right there, right? If that happened, your target's around 51,000. They rarely hit their targets. That could give us that 53,000 level if that happened, right? That same level we were just talking about. But you don't even worry about this until that red line is broken. It's not even a thing, right? And anyone who was trying to short the weekly head and shoulders that Michael Burry was talking about got absolutely wrecked. Still trying to short it. Have fun, right? But we do have this key level. This was the high here, 62,944. So yeah, we want to see it above that, and then we can start talking. Right now, we don't want to get rejected at that level. That's really all there is. There's not that much to see on the Bitcoin chart. We're pretty much consolidating, guys. Pretty much consolidating. RTM would like you to know that I'm sexy today. Thanks, bro. Thanks, bruh. You're sexy too. Sexy too. Let's talk about ETFs. If you were here on Friday, I had the CEO, Leah, and the CIO, Steve, on the stream for about 10 minutes as the bell rung and they launched the Valkyrie ETF. 80 million on opening day. Really good, exceeding expectations. Of course, ProShares was first, and they did $1 billion. They did $1 billion, so that was pretty sweet. Pretty sweet for them. But there's a lot of demand here for these, and we're going to see Van Eck launch this week. So we're going to start to see, obviously, the money spread out between these different products. But the bottom line here is that let's see what they had to say. There were a couple quotes in here, and now I'm missing them. What we've seen the last 2 days is a ton of October, November futures rolling activity happening in the market. On Tuesday, the roll closed at 595, but it hit a high of 1240 on Wednesday as the ETF likely rolled out exposure to November, where the position limit is higher. Over 5,000 contracts of the roll have traded in the last 3 days. We're going to talk about more about what that means because look at this. ProShares seeks waiver from CME for position limits on new Bitcoin futures ETF. If you guys didn't read about this last week, they did so good. They did so well, so much volume that there's no futures contracts left for them to buy in the ETF. No futures contracts left to buy, right? For them to buy them and have enough demand to fill for the ETF, they have to have futures contracts to buy within the ETF. They don't exist. So they're actually asking them to limit people on how many they can buy so that there's enough. Pretty crazy. If CME doesn't yield, ProShares options include shifting assets into later dated contracts or potentially investing in crypto related equities. Pretty crazy. So what's happening here is that, they obviously want to buy the most close dated contracts because that will most closely track the actual price of Bitcoin. If they can't do that and they need to start going to November and December, obviously the price of the ETF will most likely start to diverge a bit from the underlying spot price or more than it already does. And they're even talking about crypto related equity. So they would be buying MicroStrategy, Coinbase, things like that in the Bitcoin futures ETF. Basically, this had so much demand and was so popular that they are going to have to find a new structure to do it unless they limit how many futures contracts people can buy. Absolutely insane. If there was ever a doubt as to whether this was going to be successful or in demand, that has been absolutely destroyed. Van Eck spot ETF coming up November 19th. Gary will probably throw it out. That's not going to get approved. I don't have a crystal ball or know the future, but I talk to a lot of people. I'm an investor in Valkyrie. Yes, Van Eck has a physical spot ETF proposal that's been kicked down the road 3 times. The maximum they can do, November 14th is the day that's going to get rejected. That's why they're launching their futures ETF this week as well. And we know that now the Biden administration wants a crypto czar and a whole agency for it. And if they're going to try to even talk about that, the SEC is not going to go ahead and approve this. This, from people I've talked to, Gabor, I had him from Van Eck on the podcast last week. He said it could be 2 to 3 years before we see a physical spot ETF. 2 to 3 years, because that's how long the government will take to get their shit together. All right, guys, let's keep going now. This is an interesting story. Facebook whistleblower holds crypto to support herself financially. Report. Usually that says sauces. Sources, sauces. Frances Haugen said she was managing financially for the foreseeable future because she had bought crypto at the right time. How many of you is this? How many of you are managing right now financially because you bought crypto at the right time? So yeah, she holds it. She said she's good for the foreseeable future. The article didn't specify what type of crypto Hagen purchased. She probably, Shiba Inu long dated futures contracts, the Shiba ETF. I'm just kidding. There's no Shiba ETF, no Shiba ETF. But yes, this is a really, first of all, obviously she's can't get a job because she's a Facebook whistleblower. Probably doesn't have another source of income. But for her, like many people around the world, an investment in crypto is enough to support her, so she doesn't even need to. And we're going to see that over and over again moving into the future, especially with the younger generations who were early and had conviction. I talked about this a lot in the newsletter actually today, this morning. People always say, hey, you were lucky, you were here early. First of all, I wasn't early. I was 2016. I thought the 2012 people were the lucky. But there's a big difference between being lucky and being early and being and having good fortune, which we talk about, or fortunate. There's tons of quotes about it. You don't need all the inspirational quotes that say, the harder you work, the luckier you get, right? But being educated in the right time, having conviction, that allows you to be lucky, and not only to be lucky, but then to actually have the conviction to hold through it and maintain it. If you were here in 2010 and you still have Bitcoin, or 2012, you're not lucky. You have balls of steel because you didn't sell it all those times when you could have sold. And some bad news. Over 3 million Coinmarketcap email addresses leaked to the dark web. 3.1 million addresses are trading on hacking forums. Have I been pwned? Reported. We live in a world where serious journalism comes from have I been pwned. Coinmarketcap acknowledges correlation with its subscriber base, but maintains its servers weren't breached. So we don't know what actually happened here. We obviously saw the ledger hack before. Bottom line, we know that our data is all in the dark web anyways. It's just email addresses. I'm not saying that's good, but it ain't that bad. But this just, if you have ever subscribed to CoinMarketCap, they have your email address, and you start getting some ridiculous emails from CoinMarketCap or anything else crypto related, don't click the link. Don't click on any suspicious links. Your email address is probably out there in the dark web right now. And the hot button topic, Shiba Inu soars 35% to new all-time high. 1K invested in Shib on January 1st, worth now 500 million. But have we found a single person who claims to have bought 1K of Shiba on January 1st and has 500 million? No, it's a headline, and I used it to get people to click also. I stole their clickbait headline, and we used it apparently as a clickbait headline. The point being, yes, there's always going to be crazy investments, things you hear about, not just in crypto, where if I had done this, I would be this rich. Well, guess what, guys? I've talked about this before. If I had I've traded Doge through every cycle, right? All the Doge cycles I've traded since 2016 on the Bitcoin pairs. You buy it at 15 sats, it goes to 180, you sell it. 3 months later, you do it again. Buy it again, sell it, buy it again, sell it. If I had just held my Doge from 2017, 18, 19, I would have had, at the peak when it was 70 cents, I would have had about $40 or $50 million worth of Doge. But I don't fault myself for that, because why the hell would I have thought Doge was ever going to 70 cents in 2017? It was something we traded. And most likely it would have gone to zero like most of these coins. But there are these opportunities if you have conviction for some reason in a cute dog coin that you can make this kind of money in the crypto space. Like I said, I haven't seen anyone who said they did it. I mean, Shiba Inu sent 50% of their supply to Vitalik Buterin's wallet to show how much conviction they had. And then he just sold it to donate the money to India. Oops. Right? So maybe this will eventually have some utility. Maybe they'll actually build something. But guys, this was a meme. It was a lottery ticket, and a lottery that very, very few people won. If you're a trader, super fun, tons of volume, actually the highest volume coin on Binance right now. But as an investor, you can't even, honestly, 1K invested in Shib. It's not an investment. It's not an investment. It's a lottery ticket. And here we go to follow up, of course, because when you're trading a meme, it goes both ways. Shiba Inu falls from record after Musk reveals his crypto buys. Someone tweeted at Elon Musk, said, how much Shib you own, bro? He said, none, because I'm not a dumbass. No offense. I'm not saying if you own Shib, you're a dumbass. I'm saying Elon Musk didn't own Shib, obviously. He said it over and over again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge. Out of curiosity, I acquired some hash strings called Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. That's it. As I've said before, don't bet the farm on crypto. True value is building products and providing services to your fellow human beings, not money in any form. We actually have the tweet exchange right here if you guys haven't seen it. Yeah, it's a lottery ticket. There's nothing wrong with having that lottery ticket. There you go. Dr. Flammy, I have that lottery ticket. I'm glad. I'm right. As long as you didn't buy it and go, hey, as long as you go, hey, this is an investment. Like, you know, I could buy a house, but I'm gonna buy some Shib. Buy some Shib. Buy a dog. Buy the actual dog. You'll get more out of it. Let's take a look at the chart, though, guys. Listen, I mean, the beginning of this month, we were down here, right? It looked like this, and it looked like Shib had died, and there was no hope. And then the meme grew. Listen, this was actually a trade that we discussed in the live streams right here. And now you have another chance here. But I mean, this chart is absolutely absurd. Absurd. Had the breakout here, broke the all-time high, and here's where it went on Elon Musk, and then obviously the dump. But if you're looking to trade it, and listen, like I said, there's nothing wrong with trading this if you know it's a trade. It held support, right? This is what you're looking for, actually, is a break, and more importantly, it happened right here. We always see that on that first candle. This was an opportunity to trade this from 35.40 to 446, 35.28. Just on technicals, right? Break of all-time high, retest as support, moon. That's what we get. Well, we've now retested it again, and anything above this line, in my opinion, looks good here. Safest entry at this point would be, you know, back above these highs. But listen, it's a good-looking chart. This is a dream for traders. Tons of liquidity, tons of volume, tons of fun. Just don't believe that this is an investment. Sup, Gollum. I'm late to stream. My name is not Gollum. I just sometimes do Gollum impressions. No pets, please. That's right. There will be no pets here. I have kids. Kids are pets. Kids are pets. Yeah, Gollum. Retrades the Shibs. We want them. We need them. Anyways, let's keep going. But yeah, Shib, looking good, right? That the chart looks good. I cannot deny that. This looks like bullish consolidation, and Elon Musk didn't even dump it that hard. Didn't even dump it that hard. Oh, by the way, the reason apparently it pumped in the first place was a rumor it was going to be listed on Robinhood, proving that it's not really crypto people that are driving this. Blockstream CEO Adam Back, who some people think is Satoshi, goes against meme coins. A low-res GIF of a rock has no merit. Okay, well, this goes back to the age-old debate of maximalists versus the world, right? Maximalists think that everything else that they don't like is stupid. If it ain't Bitcoin, it's trash. You're a criminal, and you should die a fiery death in the 19th ring of hell because you said the word Ethereum once. No, they're not all that bad. And I tend to agree with him, obviously, but this was one of the dumber debates that I've seen. I just want to talk about. They basically debated seriously, like deep in their heart, like who was good at memes, who was better at memes, right? And so here's what he said. I got to find it now. Adam said, maybe this is the problem with Bitcoin maximalism. No, that's not it. Here, shitcoiners suck at memes. It's not clear why that is. I think maybe paid promoters just don't care enough. Bitcoin memers are on a fucking mission to save humanity. Their heart is all in. Also, apparently, a statistical sense of humor is correlated with intelligence. Listen, I want to get this guy on the podcast. I think he's brilliant. But like, are we really to the point where we discuss like who's better at memes? Like, oh, well, I'm fine with shitcoins, but like we meme better than them because we care about our memes and they don't care about their memes and their memes are worse. First of all, we know their memes are better because Dogecoin and Shiba Inu exist. $1,000 investment, $500 million investment sheerly on a meme. So obviously the evidence is there, but like, who cares? Like what? And this went on like with people arguing who's better at memes and the value of the memes and our meme. We care more about our memes. We want to be taken seriously, guys. This is not how crypto is going to be taken seriously. But yeah, listen, I agree with him that a rock that's a minimum of $2 million has no merit. That has nothing to do with altcoins, right? That's completely separate. NFTs. And that's what he started railing about. The floor for a rock right now is $2 million. He says many of those are fake, just like ICO raises buying their own ICOs with raised money. A low-res GIF of a rock has no merit of any kind, so it's not worth jack shit. I refuse to accept it if you paid me to take it. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie because nobody hates money that much. If somebody sent me a $2 million rock, I would sell the $2 million rock and donate $2 million to charity. To donate to charity. Shib is not totally different than Doge. It's just one level, one level lower. Yeah. So one level lower. I'm not saying it's the same. Shib is a meme on a meme. I've called it memeception, right? All the dog coins, and you have Flocky, and you're in your dream, and you're like, am I awake or am I in the dream, or am I in the third level of meme dream? You've seen Inception. I don't need to tell you about it, but that's basically what we have with dog coins. That's Scott, explain to me the Shib utility. No, I can't. I can't do that for you. Can't do that for you because I don't think it has any. I'm not sure. But guys, we like our community needs to grow up, man. That's the bottom line here. Memes are great. Memes are fun. The richest man in the world, Elon Musk, uses memes all the time. They're very powerful. But arguing now to the level where we've gotten so petty, it's not even like Bitcoin is better. It's like Bitcoin memes are better. Grow up. Nigeria to launch digital currency Monday to enhance payments. Happening. Central bank digital currency in Nigeria. It's happening. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari will launch a digital currency. I like that they say he's doing it and not the country. Gives you some insight into what's happening there. On Monday, aimed at improving the payment system in the West African nation, according to the central bank. This is obviously going to be an ancillary digital currency to their physical naira, which is the main currency. But yeah, this is happening. This is happening, and it's happened in China. It's happened in Nigeria, and we're going to be seeing it all over the world, guys. It's absolutely inevitable. Yeah, Shib actually has real development, unlike Doge. That may be true, but I mean, Vitalik Buterin now sits on the Doge Foundation, so there's some real development probably going on here. But I'm definitely not going to sit here and argue the merits of Doge and Shib versus, actual financial instruments. But guys, digital currency, it's coming. Central bank digital currencies. It will be interesting to see how they roll out in countries like Nigeria, whether it ends up being a benefit for the people or a massive violation of their privacy. It's going to be very, very interesting. But I just wanted to put it on your radar that this is now happening in Nigeria, like this week. Reddit seeks engineers and leaders for a possible NFT platform. Well, Coinbase has an NFT platform. FTX has an NFT platform. Visa has an NFT platform. If you don't have an NFT platform, is it even 2021? Every company is going to have an NFT platform because people love NFTs and they're the future of everything all the time, right? And that doesn't mean that your stupid $2 million rock is going to be worth something, but this is the future of collectibles. It's the future of transacting value between two people without a third party in between. So, of course, Reddit is going to be hiring. If you need a job, yeah, go do it. Don't step in the Doge Shib. That is one of the better things I've read today. That was really good. Omar, you're a very smart person. That's funny. That is funny. So I'm trying to come over here and check out what you guys are doing in the comments. But first, I'm going to tell you that, yes, I will be back today at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daily Time. Hopefully, I'll be more awake, man. I woke up today, like we got back, flight late, kids, all the things. I do not sleep in. Everybody knows that. I went to bed at like 9:45 last night. I woke up at 5:30 this morning thinking it was like midnight, and I just had to go to the bathroom so I could go back to sleep. And I was like, I looked at the time, and I literally was like, shit. I was so angry because I thought I was going back to bed, and I was already an hour late for getting the newsletter done because I like to get up at 4:30. So yeah, I'm going to drink some coffee, wake up. We're going to have a live stream at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daily Time today where we're going to talk about the top 10 coins by market cap, which we do on a lot of Mondays. We're going to try to take a look and see where we think altcoins are going because it's going to be fun. Yeah, guys, banter time. Go over there. Go do banter. You got 2 minutes. They're amazing. They're amazing. I'm not sluggish. Yeah, I'm a little sluggish. Okay. We can't all be at our best every day of the year, guys. I feel great though. I feel great. Just a little bit tired. But guys, thank you. I will see you back this afternoon. Until then, have a great day. Peace.